Hi, I'm Antonio Centeno. I'm the founder of Real Men, Real Style. Today, gentlemen, we're going to be talking about 7 grooming mistakes that men commonly make and how you can go about creating systems so that you make sure that these don't happen in the future. I'm going to give you 2 tips at the end, 2 things that you can implement to make sure that, you're able to take care of these mistakes and that people don't form a negative impression on you based off of your grooming habits. Okay, before we get into this, go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel. By doing that, these videos come right to you. In addition, if you like this, if you find it useful, go ahead and click on the like button. And if you've got something to add, guys, you want to interact with me, you know I go down into the YouTube comments and I respond to comments, I interact with you guys, and I make sure to point you in the direction so that you can get more information. This is also supported by an article, which I'm going to link to over at Real Men, Real Style. Okay, so tip number 1, if you are growing a beard, if you're growing a mustache, make sure to groom it properly, to take care of all the stray hairs, everything that's going out there. I'm going to link to my other video that we talk about the science of facial hair. But facial hair can have it can send negative impressions. You want to make sure that you keep your beard, that you keep your mustache well groomed. If you start to let it, and this is one of those things that a lot of guys, they get excited, they're letting the hair grow everywhere, but it's perhaps getting uneven. You've got, some extra stray hairs growing off. Guys, if you don't stay on top of this, then it will send basically a scraggly look. It's going to make you look, you can go from looking like a well-groomed gentleman to someone that maybe hasn't been, taking a shower for a week. You don't want to send that negative impression. So stay on top of your grooming. It becomes doubly important when you've got the beard, when you've got the mustache. Now, point number 2 is poorly groomed stubble. Now, I know some of you guys are saying, Antonio, stubble hasn't been popular for a decade. Why are you talking about it? Well, there are some guys still pulling off stubble. And there was a 2012 study that showed that women are actually more attracted to men with a bit of stubble. Now, me personally, I get a bit of razor burn, and it's something that I take time off between shaving. I don't have to film these videos all the time. Most of these videos, I'm very clean shaven. In fact, I don't think any of the videos I've had a beard in. However, it is something when I'm around here, especially during the wintertime, I won't shave for a week, but I still go through and I'll maintain it. I've got a pair of clippers that I can run over this and make sure that my stubble isn't getting out of control. On various parts of my face, you've got various lengths of stubble that will grow. You want to control it, especially if it is an image or a look, or you're wearing it and you're wanting to, you're going out that night, or you're wanting to actually maintain it as a look, then actually maintain it. Don't just think that you can let it grow wild for a week and that people are going to forgive the unbalanced stubble look. So point number 3, and I know this one for many of you guys is going to be super nitpicky, is don't go with the wild eyebrow look. I know some of you guys are, Antonio, I'm not going to pluck my eyebrows. I'm not going to do any type of shaping. That's not what I'm talking about, gentlemen. I'm talking about if you've got the whole unibrow, once you get past the age of 30, usually your hairs, let's just say that some of the hairs in your eyebrows, I've had this happen to me, are starting to grow a little bit at a different rate, a little bit thicker. You want to maintain the natural shape of your eyebrows. Why this is important? Because your eyebrows are one of the strongest indicators of emotion in facial expressions. So think about it. Shave off a guy's eyebrows. In fact, draw a picture of a face and just, anytime we think of a scowl, anytime we look of like a mean look, we see the eyebrows point down. The eyebrows, the evolutionary function of them is actually to send emotional signals to other people. So if you have a unibrow, or if you're letting these things get too bushy, you could be sending an aggressive signal when you don't mean to. And this is important. If you're going to be going out there and interacting with people, making first impressions, you don't want people to be saying, why is that guy always scowling? Why is he always have that, he's upset about something, when that's not the case. So number 4, nose hair. Now, this only is bad whenever you let it get out of control, especially if you're a taller gent. I mean, you go up to a guy, he's 6'8", you're 6'4", and everyone's pretty much looking up to you, especially women. You don't want them looking up and seeing some forest coming out of your nose, so stay on top of that. Number 5, ear hair. Very similar. If you've got nose hair issues, you're probably going to have ear hair issues. It starts usually, for many of us, when we're getting past the age of 30, all of a sudden we've got hair. We no longer have hair growing on top of our head, but we've got it now coming out of our ears. It's just the way it goes. Guys, make sure that you stay on top of that. In addition, the hairy neck, which is point number 6. The hairy neck we usually start to see about a couple days after we've got a haircut. Now, if it's been only a week, you can probably get away with it, but anything past a week, you're going to want to make sure, especially between haircuts, that you get this taken care of. A pair of clippers, or even having a roommate or your wife go back there with a razor, that is going to be preferred versus letting it grow out. Because I don't know if you've ever seen this where someone has a really close haircut, but actually the hair on their neck is longer than the hair on the back of their head. That's not a look you want to sport. And finally, point number 7 is hair over the ears. This one's a little bit small, but it is something when you get close to a person, if you start to see hair on the ears, to me it's an indicator that they need to go to the barber. Now, I talked about 2 points that you can follow, 2 habits that you can have to make sure and to mitigate these 7 grooming mistakes. Number 1 is to set up a routine. You should have a day a week in which you're going into the bathroom and you're taking care of all of this. It shouldn't be something that you react to. It should be something that you're proactively, once a week, having a certain time that you're going in there and you're just taking care of all of this and staying on top of it before it gets out of control. For other, for the beard and for the stubble, it may actually be something that you have to do more than once a week, but it's going to be something that you want to have a routine, even if it's once a day for some of you guys out there that maybe have a lot of hair that's growing very quickly. And part number 2 of that is to have the tools. So own the clippers, own the shaver, own the items that you can do this at home. I know some of you guys you've got a barber that maybe takes care of this. And in fact, when you go get your haircut, you can actually ask him to take care of the eyebrows, take care of the hair in around the ears, within the ears. He'll do that for you. No, it shouldn't be any charge. However, you want to make sure you've got the tools at home so that you can take care of this yourself. All right, gentlemen, that's it. If you want more, go over to Real Men, Real Style. I've got that free 47-page ebook on men's style. It's there for you. Go grab it. I think you'll enjoy it. Take care, guys. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.